Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bleav in San Diego. Baseball now, the hot stove edition, I guess. We have moved on. We are past the postseason. We are into new territory, my friends. My name is Alex Miniak, the voice of Petco Park, alongside the three-time All-Star. He is Heath Bell. Heath, first off, good Halloween. Did you dress up at all?
Yeah, I was, if you know anything about Texas, I was Bucky. And
Bucky.
my daughter was Where's Waldo, and our neighborhood has a lot of dogs. So we did dog treats, and the dogs walked around and trick-or-treated. So you kind of sit out your side your house and give dog treats, stuff like that. So one of my dogs was a hot dog, and the other one was a taco.
Oh, man. You know what? We looked at an avocado costume for our dog, but it was a little too big of an avocado for him. We did the candy thing. That was a lot of fun. I would have loved to have seen a Bucky costume personally. I actually have. I stopped at a Bucky's outside of Gulf Shores, Alabama, and I got a T-shirt there. And every time I wear it, people are like, Bucky's, where? Which one? So it's always a conversation starter. So I can only imagine.
I'll send you a little video that me and my daughter make, and maybe we'll throw it on the end of the show, or maybe not. We'll see.
Yeah, I think we could. I think we could splice that in at some point. Going on during Halloween, we had a World Series, specifically Game 6, Friday night, Toronto. Lots of chances for Toronto here. Let's start at the top of this game and break it down. Gausman came into the game, struck out Ohtani to start the game. You're like, yeah, all right, let's go Toronto. Top of the third, Will Smith, RBI double. That starts the scoring for LA. It's 1-0. And then Mookie Betts hits a 2-run single. Then it's 3-0 LA. George Springer, he does what he does. He got on during an RBI single, 3-1. Blue Jays then threatened again in the bottom of the sixth. Yamamoto got out of that jam, keeps it at 3-1. The Blue Jays then threaten again, put the pressure on Sasaki. He escapes that jam as well. So, runners in scoring position, nothing to speak of it to help build that lead at all. Bottom of the ninth, Addison Barger hits a ball that wedges in the bottom of the wall. It's a dead ball. Now, I'm screaming to get that ball out of there and to toss it in. But nonetheless, dead ball, ground rule double. The runner at first cannot score, so he only gets to third base. Barger is at second base, and with no outs, Clement pops out, and an Andres Jimenez lines into a double play. It's ball game. 3-1 LA is where it ends. We were sitting there going, no, run, grab it, do something, throw it back into play.
So it's one of those bad rules in baseball, but it is the correct rule. And so the reason the outfield did it, or you're taught to do it, is that like the batter is going to get two. But when the ball's hit over your head and hits the wall, the guy on first usually scores. So you throw your hands up, and if the umpire says it's dead, he can't score. He can only go two bases like the batter. That's why they're taught to do that. And it's just one of those really bad rules, but then again, balls do get stuck. When it gets stuck, like in the ivy during the summer at Wrigley, that's, you lost it. You don't know where it was, that's kind of what it was meant for. But underneath the fence, I just think it's, come on.
Not just underneath the fence. It was like barely underneath the fence.
It was there where you could have easily got it. You saw it. It wasn't going to be that hard to grab it. You could grab it and throw it. Yeah, it was really bad luck.
Like you and I talked about last week on the show, Toronto has two chances to claim this thing at home, all right? So the first one, you write it off. You had lots of chances. You couldn't get it done. You have a freak play to end the game. But now, Saturday night, Game 7. You and I also said this was going to go 7 games, by the way. Here we go again. Toronto, Bo Bichette, on what may have been his last night in a Blue Jay uniform. It's a 3-run home run in the bottom of the third. 3-0 Toronto. Here we go again. We're like, all right, here we go, Toronto. Then former Jay Teoscar Hernandez hits a sac fly to center field. In the top of the fourth, it's 3-1 Toronto. Top of the sixth, Tommy Edmonds, sac fly, 3-2 Toronto. Andres Jimenez answers back, RBI double, 4-2 Toronto in the bottom of the sixth. Max Muncy, solo home run, top of the eighth, 4-3, Toronto. Okay, 1-run lead going in to the ninth inning. All right, top of the ninth. Jeff Hoffman is on to close it out for Toronto. He is literally 2 outs away from a World Series title and gives up, what
Don't
was it, a
hang slider. Don't
slider,
hang.
yes. Slider to Miguel Rojas, home run out of the park, 4-4. And if dealing with Rojas there was an insult to injury, in the bottom half of that inning, he throws out the winning run at the plate after bobbling the ball.
Bobbling it, stumbling backwards and threw the ball. And here's the kicker that everybody's talking about. The runner that came in to pitch run for Bo at first, one, he didn't steal, but I didn't think it was the time to steal. And when he was on third with bases loaded, he was like 4 feet away from the base. And if you see the pictures, he is like 4 inches away when Will Smith catches the ball at home plate. Where if he was just an extra step, an extra foot, at third base, where he should have been like 10 feet off because the third baseman was way off. But I think what happened in that situation is, and if anybody asked me that, remember the night before the double up from the line drive to left field, the winning runs at second and he gets forced, you kind of go off a little bit. Left fielder catches it and just hoses right at second.
That was Kike Hernandez, by the way, and that was a great throw.
Well, what I'm saying is that play right there on Game 6, how it ended, I guarantee was in the back of his mind, Game 7, bottom of the ninth inning. If somebody lines it, I don't want to be too far off to get back. So he was close. And the ball was hit to the ground. He stumbled, and he just by 3 or 4 inches, was out. And, they lost by 3 or 4 inches.
And let's not forget, later on, after that run was thrown out at the plate, Andy Pages in center field runs over Kike Hernandez for what should have been a hit into the gap. And then it sends the game to extras. Now, I start texting you, are you kidding me?
Well, they just brought him in that inning for defense in the middle, and it was like, I'm going to catch this ball. Get out of my way. So, yeah, just things right then when he caught that ball and we're going extras, it was just like, I think the wind got knocked out of Toronto.
Yeah, I mean, top of the 11th, Will Smith, go ahead, home run, 5-4 LA. Dodgers win back-to-back series for the first time since the 98-2000 Yankees. So it's been a while. Man, so close to be 2 outs. So what you talk about, a game of inches, Game 6 being that close with the dead ball and then the double play.
Well, here's the other part. Game 6 and Game 7, all they needed was 1 hit.
Yeah.
In the pot, that's what we all dreamed of as a kid. Bottom of the ninth inning, you're up to bat. Winning run is on base. All you need is just a base hit or a deep fly ball or something. You got nothing. So
nothing.
Just unfortunate.
I feel for him, man. I mean, we said this series was going 7. It went 7 and then some. If you count the extra innings from Game 3, which was a whole additional game.
It went 8 games.
8 games and then some. So it was like 8.2 games.
Yeah.
8.2 or 8.3 games. You know what? Aside from the outcome, I was really satisfied with this whole postseason and satisfied with this series. You and I also both said that this was going to be a World Series for the ages, maybe the best one this century. And you know what? We talked about predictions as well and us being horrible predictors. And here we go. We got what we wanted. We got what we said we were going to get.
Well, here's the thing. I think this playoffs, especially the World Series, is definitely one of the best around, especially in my lifetime. I mean, I wasn't rooting for the Dodgers, but I wasn't upset if they win because Clayton Kershaw is a class act, and I was a teammate or they were coaches, all the coaches with the Dodgers. So I kind of, I'm happy for them, but just in the playoffs, not regular season. And then, but then I'd like to see Toronto win because Toronto has good young guys, and they're just, I mean, they were the best team in the American League, and they could hit. And I think Toronto's going to win a World Series probably in 26 or 27. They're right there. Not much they have to change, except maybe get a hit in the ninth inning. But they're just going to get better.
Yeah, I mean, and you saw stars emerge. You saw veterans step up.
Yeah.
Vladdy, I mean, he definitely took a superstar turn. If he wasn't already a great player, he is now cemented in lore, thanks to this postseason. You saw guys like Springer, who we know always had it in the postseason, and guys like Clement, who are a little bit of a journeyman, who come out to break postseason hit records.
Yep.
Scherzer even says he wants to come back for another year. Whether he returns to Toronto or not is still TBD. But I know these guys really loved playing with each other, and
Yep.
they loved being a team, and they loved doing it in this town. So I agree with you. I think they'll be back, and I think they'll be back sooner than some people may think. I know they got a ton of respect either way. A lot of people said LA was just going to win this straight up. It'd be 5 or 6 games. Nah, this one went the distance and then some.
Well, and they were talking David versus Goliath. I mean, the American League, the Blue Jays were the best team in the American League. They could hit. They were like in the top 3 or top 5 of runs, pitching, everything. So I think the Dodgers, since they won last year and they have the big payroll, everybody's just thinking they're so much better. But Toronto, I mean, honestly, Toronto could have won this game easily. It could have won game 6 and won it all, or won game 7. It was just a game of inches, really is.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I was looking at some of the ratings. I know a lot of that is influenced by Canada, and a lot of it was influenced by Japan as well. But the ratings were up, up, up for this series, and for good reason. Great series, and I'm glad people really enjoyed it. Now, I'm bringing something up for you, Heath. This is called Spot Track. And Spot Track is a website that tracks free agents and contracts and all kinds of fun number stuff. And it's beyond any value that you and I can comprehend whatsoever. Well, maybe you, but I can't comprehend these.
Is anybody looking for mid 40-year-olds reliever?
I bet I could look you up on here. But the page that I have pulled up here is our current Padre free agent and opt-in, opt-out situation. We have now turned the page to hot stove season since the World Series ended. We're starting to get some movement on the player front. We're finding out who is a free agent, who is opting out of existing deals. I'm pulling this up here. Right now, I mean, a lot of folks know this already, but want to kind of go through this name by name here to see who is a free agent and how our Padre team could look a little different next year. Let's start with the free agents right now, the unrestricted free agents. We knew Iglesias was on a 1-year deal. Ryan O'Hearn, we knew, was coming over in a trade and was going to be a free agent after the season was done. Nestor Cortez was kind of a flyer. Didn't really work out for us there. Robert Suarez, we knew, would probably opt out and become a free agent, thus the move for Mason Miller. Michael King, we knew, free agent. Dylan Cease, we knew, free agent. Luis Ariz, we knew, free agent. Now, out of all of these Padre free agents, if you had a chance to sign any one of them and bring them back, who would it be? I have an idea myself, but I'd love to hear what you had on this front.
I mean, honestly, the only guy I'd try to sign, but I don't think they have the money for it, is King. Bring Michael King back. That's the only guy I'd really bring back.
Yeah, I mean, I really like Michael King. I think he really likes San Diego, too. He made the successful change from being a bullpen guy to a full-fledged ace-level starter here under Niebla's tutelage. And, I think there's a comfort level. Now, I don't know what comfort level translate into in terms of discount, but I tend to agree with you on that front as well. I mean, we could bring back Jose Iglesias. He was solid as a bench piece. I would love to have Ryan O'Hearn back at first base, but it looks like that market value is going to dictate otherwise, having him back in pinstripes.
The market's really up. I mean, there's guys that are making 25 million where I'm like, 15 or 20 is really where they should be at. And they're just getting 25 or 30. And I'm like, geez.
Yeah, your worth is determined by what the market says you're worth.
Hey, whatever
So,
you're worth, what anybody's going to pay you.
Well, it'll be an interesting offseason. We'll obviously keep an eye on it. We still need a manager as well. So I know that we had heard some rumors last week that we may have had a manager by now, but as of the recording of this podcast, still no manager. Heath and I may have to go down to the dugout ourselves and get things done, but yeah, I'll be willing to do that.
I heard AI might be a manager this year.
Oh, I think you meant Al. I think that's Al.
Or Chad GPT. Not chat.
Al Pujols. I think you read that wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, coming back on Bleav in San Diego Baseball. By the way, I do want to throw this in. If you have not followed us yet on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or iHeart, please do so. Again, BLEAVIN. San Diego Baseball. Bleav in San Diego Baseball. That is the name of our podcast. And, of course, our website is BLEAVINSD.com. If you're good at spelling, you'll find us. I promise. And we'll have a good show for you each and every week. That I can also promise you as well. You know what? We'll be back in a couple minutes to do more of this thing on Bleav in San Diego Baseball. Welcome back to Bleav in San Diego Baseball, the podcast here. My name is Alex Miniak, and my partner is Heath Bell here on this show. Heath, we were talking about this a little bit earlier. Your Halloween getup, you're not lying. We're gonna play this video right here. I see a hot dog. I see Coco the taco right there, a little ground beef taco, and there he is. It's Bucky the beaver, Coco the taco. Hot dog. We got Jordan. Everybody's in on this.
Where's Waldo?
I got to imagine your candy haul was pretty good with all this.
Remember, we had dog treats.
We had dog treats. That's right.
It wasn't candy. I mean, everybody had like a little bucket candy if you just take one or two. But Jordan doesn't like candy at all, so I think I had a Snickers or something, a Baby Ruth. But
are you a candy guy at all? Do you like the candy?
I like chocolate, but I'm not a huge candy guy. I mean, the most time I eat candy is probably Christmas, because I love, and I'll show you on the show, I love doing gingerbread houses.
Oh.
I made them from scratch ever since I was 7-8 years old.
Are you living large now? Are you doing gingerbread mansions or or high rises?
No, I did that a couple years ago, but I've done it so much now that everybody wants them. So I end up making like anywhere from 15 to 20 homes. So it's, I make one for us. And there was a couple years ago when all the kids were in the house, I kind of made a big one. But now since I'm making so many, before I'd make like, 2 or 3. Now I'm making so many, I just, they're about the size of a shoebox. Yeah. A little taller. I mean, they're all really good, as in, they're fresh ginger. I make the own icing. I make, and put whatever you want for like candy wise. If you like chocolate, you like gummies, gumdrops, Reese's, Hershey Kisses or whatnot. I've got like 3 different styles I make, but yeah, I make 15 to 20 now. And my sister ordered, I think 5 or 6 already, and it hasn't even been Thanksgiving. So,
I swear, every time we do this show, you're an open book, and I learn something new about you each day. So, gingerbread houses from Heath Bell is not something I saw coming on this show.
No, nobody ever sees that I'm actually a really good baker.
Yeah?
So, I love those baking shows. I guess I'm just not in Hollywood where the baking shows are actually created and stuff like that. Otherwise, I'd probably maybe be on one of the shows.
The Great Texas Bake Off.
Those are more like barbecue.
I've worked with Food Network people before, and I've talked with Food Network execs before. I got to see if we can pull this off. We've got to change. We're going to say, no. Texas is most known for baking. I know you people say barbecue, but it is most known for baking, especially in that Austin area. It's Bell's House of Baking.
Yeah. So I don't own a studio or anything. It's just me and the regular oven.
Well, some other creating that's going on is in the back offices of Petco Park, deep within the front office, deep within the Fitz department, because I hear there was a teaser dropped for a new City Connect, or what possibly could be a new City Connect look. Over the weekend, actually just a day ago, a little teaser was dropped on social media celebrating Day of the Dead. And what we have in this video, and you can see this on our website, BleavinSD.com, you can see Dominic Mysterio, that's right, professional wrestling's Dominic Mysterio, walk up to an ofrenda and place a cap down on it. The cap is sort of a white or just off-white look with a blue and what appears to be an orange SD, a little retro, a little throwback. Could that be the vibe for next year's City Connect? We shall see. It's getting dropped in April, but a little teaser from the Padres social media team. I think it looks interesting. I think it looks cool. I'd be totally in favor of something like this. And you and I were talking offline that we'd probably be in line for some gear if it looked anything like we were thinking it's going to look here.
Oh, yeah. I think, the Day of the Dead, Mexico City, San Diego, it's right there, Tijuana and all that. So it's just Baja. Man, if it's going to be like what we think it is, I'll be the first one in line to buy stuff. I'll order stuff as soon as it comes out.
Yeah, the sugar skull, the marigold colors. Yeah, I was actually in, and I still need to go back and probably get it. I was in the team store at the end of the season, and I saw one of those Rain Spooner Aloha shirts, and it was a Day of the Dead Padres Aloha shirt. So maybe I'll have even more reason to go pick it up this time. I should do that. So again, BleavinSD.com. We will have that posted for you if you have not had a chance to check it out. Well, we're going to talk more on our next episode about free agency. We also have some Hall of Famers and former Padres, or potential Hall of Famers, I should say, that are Padres that could be going into the Hall. And also, we had a little fun with our Padres Junk Wax Gem last week, our new feature here for the offseason. I'm going to pull another card, and Heath actually has a bunch of cards behind him, and he may go ahead and pull one out of the stack for us as well, and that's coming up next episode here on Bleav in San Diego Baseball. So, for the 3-time All-Star Heath Bell, my name is Alex Miniak, and we'll catch you in just a couple days here on Bleav in San Diego Baseball.
See you later.